Welcome to Origami class with Prescott Origami Fanatics. In this session you will learn how to make a simple 6-petal flower. This design is traditional, which means we don't know who first folded it. To make your flower, you will need 2 squares of paper. You will also need a pipe cleaner or a twist tie. You will first need to tear or cut the 2 squares in half to make 2 rectangles in a 1:2 proportion. So let's tear these papers in half. You can tear them or cut them. I like to tear them. When I'm finished, because these squares are 6 inches, 6-inch squares, I will have 2 rectangles from each square, 6 inches by 3 inches. So the proportion is 1:2. To tear the paper in half, first fold a book fold, and then crease sharply in both directions on both sides, and then reverse the paper and repeat this sharp creasing. And then begin the tear at one end, and then hold one side while carefully pulling the other side. So there are my 4 squares, 3 inches by 6 inches, or a 1:2 proportion. To make the flower, I only need 3 of these rectangles. Actually, these are no longer squares, they're rectangles. So the 4th rectangle I'm going to save for another flower. If your paper has a different color on each side, as mine does, you will start with the desired color of the flower face up. We will start with a long book fold, which means folding the paper in half so that we make a crease through the long dimension. Folding those long sides together. Next, you'll fold the corners down to the folded edge. And then turn the model over and do the 2 on the back. And then notice that you have a short raw edge at the top and a longer folded edge at the bottom. The next step is to bring the raw edge down to the folded edge. And the same on the back. Finally, we want to fold this module in half through the short dimension. And that module is finished. To make the flower, we need all 3 modules. Let's make the second one. Fold the paper in half through the long dimension. Fold the corners down and fold the shorter edge down to the longer edge. And then fold the module in half. There's two, one more. You can use any paper that's not too thick to make this model. Two of the flowers in the bouquet shown at the beginning were made from old calendar sheets. There they are. Aren't those pretty? Okay, there's all three modules made. Now note that the module is different on the top and the bottom. The top of the module is where this will be the flower petal, and it's all color, and the flaps are hanging down. The bottom shows the other side of the paper, and you can also see the flaps. They're pointing up, and you can see these flaps too. So that's the top, and we want them face up. That's how we want our flower to look. So now let's push them together so they're centered, and hold tight so they don't move. And take your pipe cleaner and place it so that there's enough material at the top so that you can fold it over, do one complete turn, and then bring the point up so it's inside the flower after you're finished, so you don't stab your finger when you pick up the flower. So that looks about right. Let's give it a try. Fold it over. That should work. Give it one complete twist. And now here's the sharp point. I'm going to push it, carefully push it back up so it's going to be inside when I'm finished. So I won't stab myself when I pick that flower up. Okay, now we need to shape the flower. So first let's take the two outside modules. Each module makes two petals. There's two petals, there's two, and here's the other two, total of 6. And we're going to squeeze the centers together so they stay in that position, more or less. Kind of looks like a helicopter or a windmill. And finally, we want to shape the petals so that it looks like flower petals. So we're going to open up the petal on top and push up from the bottom, and then give the end a little bit of curl. And go around and do all 6 of them. Open the petal, push up from the bottom, and give it some curl. If you have a tool like a pen or a pencil or a chopstick, you can curl the petals a little more if you like. Now once all the petals have been opened up, you may have some gapping in the middle. You can minimize that by going around and squeezing those sides together. It's usually those two on the outside. And there is your simple 6-petal flower.